Okay, we're going to do a 10-minute shot at creating a website of documents that are presented in multi-page PDF. Now the new ResCarta tool allows us to do that. If we have, let me grab something here. I've got a directory here of government documents, and I've got some maps, and I've got some other things in this directory that I might want to make a short website out of. What we're going to do is we're going to pull up the ResCarta Data Conversion tool. Made that a little bit too big there. Let me shrink that down. This data tool is now been upgraded. We used to do everything by document by directory, so you would scan individual images into a directory and then convert that. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take documents per file, which means it looks in a directory, and if the files are multi-page, it'll strip them apart for you. Our institutional ID, our aggregator is today's date, root ID is set to 1. What we're going to do is we're going to set some metadata that's going to apply to all these documents. So I'm going to set it as a monograph, and I'm just going to say government documents, if I could type. Sample. Okay, and just like any other thing, we could go down and add all the other metadata that ResCarta allows you to put in. This is again being stored in mets and mods, so you could store genres and publication dates and capture dates of 209-03-10. These are stored in ISO format. Language is English for these, which is ISO, and that's a code because we didn't spell it out. And we can add subjects, either geographical subjects or topical subjects, and for this case we're just going to put in, for example, USA. Okay, so we've finished. We've set some metadata that's going to be applied to all our documents, and we just begin conversion. Now what that's doing is it's rendering the images out of the PDF file and making TIFFs out of them. How do we know that it's actually doing that? Well, let's go take a look. This is the directory we told our data conversion tool to go to. Here's today's date. Here's the first writer, and what it's done so far is created 60 objects, and it's converting the objects from PDF to TIFF. Now when it's done working on this first page, you'll see that it's still extracting, adding metadata. It's taking all the text metadata out of the normal PDF. It's extracting the images, and it's writing it to ResCarta open format. The metadata XML file, if I open this up here, you'll see that we told it to pull the title from the PDF file, so I already did that. It said mod's title is after the hurricane's impact on fiscal year 2007 budget, hearing held in Washington, blah 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 blah. It also gave each of the items its own individual checksum, and it's working away. So let's close this. So that's our metadata file here. We're almost 60% through converting these couple of documents, and the first one had 60 pages, the second one has 20 pages, the third one has a single page because this is a map. You can see by its size it's a little bit larger. But we're converting documents. Now, once the data is converted to ResCarta format, we might want to add it to a website. In order to do that, we need to make a collection out of it. So what I'm going to do is click this down. And we're going to open up our, this is done now, going to open up our Collections Manager. Again, I'm going to make it so that you can see the Collections Manager. Open our ResCarta volume. That's over on our C drive. It's local disk C. We've got RC Data 01 here. Let's select that directory. It found our 7 objects. And now we need to create a collection. I'm going to add this again, if I can type. Government documents, the abstract, this is just a sample. finish that up, and then we might want to add another collection of government maps. Okay, now we're going to go to the documents, and we're going to say we want to add something to that collection. And we have, after the hurricanes, Hurricane Katrina, DoD documents, Microsoft Word document, public health response documents. We'll finish that up. So we got 5 there. And government maps, we're going to add 2 to that. Again, let me just size this. I'm going to grab those 2. Again, I'm selecting by using the shift key or the control key for one. I could go here and shift and select the entire group. Use control to remove some of them. Anyway, these 2 maps are all I want to pick, and I just say finish that. We've got that, and we save the collections data, and we close and exit. Okay, so now we've got a collection. Let's go take a look at that. We've got up above here, we've got our collection metadata file. Now, in order to put it up on the website, we also need to have a index of the terms so that the web tool can find it quickly. I'm going to go to RC Data 01. I'm going to create an index file called indexar2. Notice there isn't one there. I'm going to just start begin indexing here. And as I do that, it's going to create the directory for me, and it's going to start creating that index. So this is pretty speedy. So by the time I'm done saying it, it will be done. Okay, it is done indexing. Next thing, we have a Apache Tomcat server on my machine here, and it is stopped. So what I'm going to do is, while that is stopped, I'm going to come over here and open up my web application. I'm going to go to ResCarta-Web here. In my web apps application, ResCarta-Web is just simply downloaded from our website at www.rescarta.org. I'm going to go to the web INF directory here and this little XML file, because this XML file tells me where my data is, and I want to make sure that my data was set correctly, and this is set to data root of C data. That's all we had to check. So now I can start up my web server. Once I start up the web server, say OK. Now that data is now being read by the web application. I'm going to open up a browser here. This is our website, www.rescarta.org. But because this is running just on my local machine, I'm going to go to localhost 8090, and I'm going to go to ResCarta-Web. And it pops up our sample website again. So quickly, if we went there, here's the 7 titles. We can go look at the impact of a hurricane, and here's the document. Again, this is being shown in a very small portion of your screen. Sorry about that. I can reduce the size, maybe make it look a little more reasonable. So there's the document. We browse the title. We could probably go see hurricane. Let's go see one of the maps. Here's a map. Again, reduce it down in size so you can see it. There's a map of the federal disaster declaration of that area. We can also do a simple search and say we want to look for Katrina and search for it. It found it in the Microsoft Word file, it found it in this document, found it in that document, and when it finds it, it highlights it. We can go to other hits. Katrina's Hurricane Katrina DoD response, so the word Katrina is going to be in here quite often. Or we could just go from hit to hit to hit to hit. So go to next hit on page 11, page 12. We can see our hits. So we've created a website from multi-page PDFs in under 10 minutes, and you can do the same. So enjoy.